do this morning. Good morning. Hi, y'all. It is Stacy. We are walking in my shoes, and this is Loving My Veteran this morning. You should never try to fix your hair backwards to the mirror. I'm just telling you, it doesn't work good. Um, just wanted to say good morning. Happy Monday. Hope everybody had a great weekend. I took some Stacy days, which was interesting. Um, Carl and I he said, you need some you time. And we did, and it was amazing. So I just want to tell him thank you for that because it was a great, great, great time for us. So today, um, today's topic, and it'll probably be a couple days topic, is why are they failing us? Our military fought so, hey Stephanie, our military fought so hard for this country, and now we are the ones left fighting for them. Um, it starts with everything. It starts from care, we're having issues getting care, being the keeper of their medications, not because they need somebody to give them out, but because these are just things that when you start reading the side effects that are astronomically ugly. So we deal with those. Morning, Sarah. There's just so much that we do that, why are they failing us at this point? Our veterans went and fought for this country. And as a result, they come back and nobody is left to fight for them but us. And we're the people that aren't even included. Um, so I'm angry in a lot of this, and you're going to see the anger kind of come out. And I'm going to try really hard not to be. But I just think it's some points that we have to address, that we have to understand, that we have to comprehend going forward in our journey, and where we really sit in our entire journey with some of the stuff that we face. So first of all, let's just start with we all know they've been in. We all know that from day one at boot camp, they were broken down, rebuilt, broken down, rebuilt, broken down, rebuilt, to be this fighting machine, to be a unit, to be torn down, to be what the military wanted them to be. And I understand that. That's why they're home with us now, because they were the best of the best at what they did. So let's be grateful that they're home. And I think that that's important that we understand that. But it also plays a big role in mentality of where we sit. So that also has happened. The other big thing that comes to my mind is that when they get ready to get out, they it's called TAPS. It's a TAP program. It's Transitional Assistance Preparedness. And the TAPS program, I actually taught it in 1992 when it was first coming out. And what it did is it helped our military transition to civilian life. We didn't do a lot to unprogram or unteach or undo the things that they were taught. What we did with TAPS was we taught them how to take their MSO and put it to use in the civilian world. At the time, my husband was on an aircraft carrier, and there's not a lot of places where you move airplanes around on a flight deck. So we had to teach how to take that terminology and put that into the civilian world. And that was something we taught them. So they were never taught really how to go from that civilian reprogram mind to the mind we have now. And that doesn't happen. So Boone Cutler is, good morning, Nakia. Boone Cutler is emphatic that it becomes the warfighters community to help their brothers. And that's where we are as their spouses and their loved ones. We have to become that community to help ourselves because the information isn't out there. So now your veteran's home or been home for a while, and they get this beautiful diagnosis of PTSD. So they get the diagnosis of PTSD because that's the blanket one size fits all VA's answer. Here you go. This is what you have. And they give us a 2-page pamphlet. Okay. This is they're going to have anger and rage and mood swings and hallucinations and night sweats and nightmares. There you go. That's what you get. That's what there is. And so from there, you're like, okay, well, now what do I do? It's like, now what do I do? A cancer patient, when they tell them there's chemo and there's radiation and there's surgery, they give you binders of, side effects and what to look for and how to make the journey easier. We don't get that. A lot of times we are cut from their care. When they go to counseling, through the VA system. Sometimes they want us to be part, other times they don't, and so they cut us from their care, and that becomes a bigger issue because, let's be realistic, there are 168 hours in a week. Let's just say that your veteran is zealous and goes to counseling 2 hours of that. The other 166 hours, they're with you. Right? And you give you no tools on how to handle it. Zero tools. So we, like good spouses, all say, oh, well, let's go to marriage counseling. Well, that's beautiful. You go to marriage counseling, and the marriage counselor is sitting here telling you, well, you need to be more cognizant of her feelings. Well, he doesn't understand that he can't do that. It isn't programmed into his system, right? And so we go through this, and you're still in the same boat. So I get very angry because I feel like that system is key in what's missing for us. So that's why we come together as communities to educate each other. And how do you get through this journey? How do you save the marriages? Let's be realistic. Suicide rates among veterans are the highest in the country, right? They are the highest in the country of a demographic, period. When you have 22 plus service members a day taking their own life, somebody should put up a big red flag. Okay, because I'm telling you right now, in theater, it does seem like more than 160. I'm with you, Nikki. In theater, in country, if you had war going on and 22 people dying a day, okay, in Afghanistan or Iraq right now, 22 people dying a day, it would be national news, it would be all over the news, and it would be the top story of the news. But it is not the top story of the news because these people are taking their own lives. And it doesn't matter. And that's where the anger and the frustration falls into place, because we're not looking at, if 22 a day were getting killed in combat, we would be ballistic as a country. We're not. We're not. So why? Why are we not ballistic? Why are we not angry? Let's just talk about a few things that fall into that thing. The other thing we have, you realize that divorce rates among military and veterans are the highest in any demographic in the country. And I think that, this is my opinion now, I think that goes back to the theory that we were always told as spouses and wives and partners and whatever, you were not issued to him when he joined. Okay, you were not him when he joined. And so the mentality is that the family as a whole is not part of this deal. Well, it's creating a problem when the demographics are, we are the highest demographic of divorce, abuse, and failed relationships of any in the country. Somebody should be screaming. Somebody should be screaming. But they don't. It gets swept under the carpet yet again. Now let's go to healthcare, which is a whole, we're going to really dig into healthcare in a minute. But you go to healthcare and you try to get mental health care, and I pulled this up. This was sickening. On a Wounded Warrior project, I'm concerned with the COVID fatigue with our children. We'll put the 22 veterans a day will be put on the back burner and totally forgotten. You're right. But let me tell you this number. It was on a Wounded Warrior Project survey. Let's just talk about the COVID time frame. Okay? 50% of veterans who were using the VA for mental health, 50% of their appointments got canceled or rescheduled. 50%. That seems like a lot, especially on a mental health case. That's nothing. Nikki will tell you this one. 75% of medical treatment was canceled or delayed by the VA during COVID. 75%. Those numbers are staggering. So here you have a veteran who is really sick and needs a procedure done. And we're going to cancel that, and only 25 out of 100 are going to get treatment. Now you have a veteran that's suicidal, that there's violence going on at home, that their PTSD is out of control, that their anger is raging. And only half of them are getting treatment during COVID. Half. Those numbers should make everybody sick. It's not national news. Again, it's not national news. The number one story on Fox yesterday was Prince Harry and Meghan Markle talking to Oprah. Did they talk about the 75 out of 100 veterans who didn't get care last week? No. They talked about what it was like to leave the royal family. The mindset in this country is insane when it comes to our veterans. And we are the ones who have to fight this war. That's what we do. Let me just give you another little rundown. You don't think that they were done? I'm just going to take a girl who called me yesterday, and I'm going to give you the drugs that her husband was given for PTSD. Zoloft, which we know is approved by the FDA. It's an SSRI, but it does cause increased suicidal thoughts. All right, so just keep that in mind. It's an SSRI. So it's a selective serotonin rebuke inhibitor. And what it does is it slows down the process in the brain, which is fine, and that's what it's supposed to do. Okay? But let me tell you something. Let me tell you this. That drug, any SSRI, any psychiatric medication, you must be weaned off of to get off of it. I've had five people that I know of last week that ran out of drugs, and they've been running out of drugs that were being shipped to them, or they were getting the wrong drugs shipped to them, and their spouses are going cold turkey without SSRIs. That's sickening. And then you wonder why they flip out. We should start getting angry, and we should start getting enraged over this. He was taking Paquinone, which is hydroxyzine. I take it. It is used to treat autoimmune diseases and lupus. He doesn't have either one. Okay? The side effects to this are caused difficulty in sleeping, psychosis, and suicidal thoughts. Can I just tell you, this man was caught sleeping with a gun? Now, I don't know about you, but the rage is starting to build. The rage is starting to build. He was taking another drug for hypertension. It causes depression. Because we're giving these guys blood pressure medicine to help them sleep. Imagine that. Blood pressure medicine, it vasodilates, they're going to sleep better, supposedly, it's what's working, then they get up and they're dizzy and they're ill, and that's what we're giving them to help them sleep, completely off-label diagnosis. All right, Wellbutrin. Difficulty sleeping, agitation, and suicide. Those are the side effects. Those are the side effects. You have a man that was found sleeping in bed with a gun, wanting to take his own life, and these are the drugs that we're giving by choice. By choice. That's disgusting. We don't hear that on the news, do we? What we might hear on the news is enraged veteran shoots up family. Well, why do you think they're enraged? We are not treating our veterans. These people allowed us to be able to be free, in their words. We fought wars in places that we can't even pronounce the names of. And they did it without question. And part of the reason they did it without question was the melphaquin that they were given. Because we're giving them a drug for malaria. Malaria in the desert. Now, it's in here. The research is in here. My dear friend, Janine, in there. Her son, for those of you who missed Let's Talk, her son, Johnny, was given Klonopin. He was told in his chart, Mr. Lutz cannot have Klonopin. It causes suicidal thoughts. Mr. Lutz cannot have Klonopin. So he went to inpatient treatment. What was he given? Klonopin. He went nuts in inpatient. They talked to Janine. What did she say? Are you not reading the chart? It says Mr. Lutz cannot have it. They immediately stopped it. The day before his suicide, he went, and the notes literally said that he appeared well groomed and tearful, but they didn't think he was a suicide risk. He gave his mother the guns to have them locked up, and what did they give him? They gave him Klonopin. Good morning, Jeremy. So yes, the VA system, the country is failing our veterans at an astronomical rate. And then you wonder why we're tired? Because we're fighting a battle that we don't feel like we can win. Why are our veterans tired? Because they've already fought one battle and now they're fighting again. This is outrage. There is no reason that 75% of our veterans could not get care during COVID for medical conditions. Medical conditions, 75% couldn't get care. 50% could not get routine care, even emergent care for mental health issues. And that report was done by Wounded Warriors on a survey with thousands and thousands of people. Yeah, my veteran has to tell his doctors over and over again he cannot have anything that is addictive. They got asked for help with the panic attacks and they got allergy medicine. But here's the difference there. What if your veteran doesn't know that that medication is addictive? What happens when they don't know? Because the common sense is we go to our doctors, right? We expect our doctor who has MD or PA, nurse practitioner, or physician's assistant, NPA, to understand medications and prescribe us what works best. That's what we expect from our health care. It's not what they're getting. It's not happening. Delays in medications that are SSRIs that are keeping that veteran without that SSRI for 7-10 days is insane. That is a medication. Yeah, allergy medication side effects can be hallucinations. That is a medication, an SSRI, that you wean off of and wean on to. It isn't one that you just randomly stop. And it happened to Erin McCauley and her husband, and they are with Behind the Service podcast, and his medication was mailed, and they told them not to mail it. They will pick it up, and they went to go pick up the medication at the VA, drove all the way there, went to pick it up, and they said, "We're sorry, it has been mailed to you." She said, "Where is it? It was supposed to be here Monday. It was supposed to be here Tuesday. It is now Wednesday. It's sitting somewhere in Atlanta," and they live in Oklahoma City. Yeah. Telemed is a joke. It is. Michelle and Damon are another prime example. For a half an hour session, you can sit in front of a TV screen and look any way you want, but you don't see the body changes. If my doctor doesn't see me in person, they know there's a problem. Now, I do my follow-ups every now and then through telemed, but every other appointment must be done in person. This is insane. This is nuts. It is time we stand up. We have to fight for our veterans. We have to fight for the whole program here. There is no support system in place. When you are in the military and you are with the people of like mind, you have some form of support. You can talk about your crappy ass day. You can talk about the bad things. Even though you may not want to talk about it, you joke about it or do whatever. We did it in the EMS world. Okay? But when you move out and you get out and you are dribbled all over this country, there is lack of peer-on-peer support. Because the numbers are showing that peer-on-peer, peer-to-peer support is way more effective than anything else. Peer-to-peer support, whether that means spouse peer-to-peer, whether that means other one. And those of you who have military, you need to get on Vetconnect. It is an app. It is done by the Let's Live to Tell Foundation, and it will let the veterans form their own local community of other veterans that they can reach out to when they need them. Phenomenal app. And I just talked to Janine, and she's going to do it for spouses too. They're working that out now. We're lacking that. You want somebody to tell you that your life isn't worth ending? I can sit here and I can tell them all day, every day, baby, I love you and your life is not worth ending. But I didn't see what he saw. I didn't smell what he smelled. I didn't feel what he felt. Somebody like Jeremy can tell him that, not me. Yeah, they want to quit therapy. Of course they want to quit therapy. They're a number. Now, some systems work really, really well. But I can't pull Carl out of his darkness all the time or his panic because I do the best I can and we're getting good at it. But I can't do the same thing for him that Jeremy does for him. I can't. Y'all, it is time we become enraged. It is time we become that voice and we gear up and fight the fight that our veterans need. It's so easy for us to sit back and not fight that fight. It's time we become the voice as a community. Veterans, spouses, everybody say, we are done. We are done. We risked our life. We watched our buddies die. All we hope to on Friday, he was awesome. Don't tell him he's awesome, Jeremy. It's time we man up, suit up, and fight these battles for these people. And here's the sad part, y'all. We are here as spouses. We are here as loved ones. What about the people who don't have them? Where are they falling in this mess? Where are they ending up? They're ending up homeless. They're ending up on the streets. They're ending up dead somewhere. Your veterans are blessed. They have somebody who's an advocate for them. We don't have, not everybody has that. So a lot's going to be coming out. There is so much more I need to talk about. So much more on this subject that I need to talk about that will physically make you sick. Stacy, message us. We gonna figure out how to get that back. That's right. Most of them are saying they love their flag and they love their country and they hate the government and what it's doing to them. It's time we get ourselves together. It's called projectyourvoice.org. We want stories and we're going to revamp the way we're doing this. We are going to Congress. Somebody is going to listen to us. I don't care how many veterans, spouses, children, whatever. I said he deserves it for Friday when about him being awesome. This is what Jeremy said. If I hadn't checked in with you guys, I would have been really bad off, especially sitting in the courtroom. He was in court for work. He was. And I started talking to him. He messaged me first because Carl changed his number. And I just looked at Carl and said, you need to message Jeremy. You need to message. And he did, and it all worked out. But that's what we do. We're a support community. But it is time that we get up off of our tail and become, there are 200,000 plus veterans in this system. So take all of us and all of the spouses who are enraged and let's start speaking out and be that voice that these people need to hear. Because I assure you, what we go through every day is way better than, it was way more newsworthy than Prince Harry and Meghan Markle in their $10 million house leaving the royal family. Some of our veterans can't even afford to live. Some of our veterans can't even afford groceries. Some of our veterans can't even get to health care. We already know that 75% of them were told, too bad, it's COVID, you're going to die from something else because COVID might take precedent and we can't treat you. How many died from lack of treatment? Of that 75% that didn't show up. That they canceled their appointment because somewhere on their file, their medical file, they took a big, fat, ugly red rubber stamp and said, boom, this veteran's life doesn't matter anymore. That's wrong. All of our lives matter. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Because I am so enraged right now over this. When I talk about tomorrow, the poisoning of the water supply, 610 military bases in this country have toxic water, and they've known about it since 1974 and didn't do a damn thing but let us drink the water. That's tomorrow. This is how they're failing our veterans. The burn pits, we, the burn, I'm not even talking about the oil rigs that were on fire that they fought over there. I'm talking about the basic concept of the burn pits. We burned our trash. We burned our ammunition. We burned lead. We burned everything. And we had people starting that shit up, and we were right there. And it is causing horrific medical issues, cancers, stomach issues, things that are not. And you know what they're told? You got a little tummy problem, take you some antacids. We're failing them. We're failing them astronomical numbers. We have failed them. And we should have learned from Richard and the whole Vietnam era what something like Agent Orange does. But we didn't give a damn. And we let them go through it anyway. That's the problem. You think we could learn from our mistakes? No, we didn't learn from our mistakes. We let the mistakes go on, and we turned a blind eye. And we turned a blind eye. The $1.9 trillion COVID package. $1.9 trillion COVID package. That package has $1 trillion in pork in it. It's gonna build a theater. It's gonna build a tunnel so that people in Silicon Valley don't have to be out in public and can go underground from building to building. 9 billion of it will, 9 million of it, 900 million of it will help, people with COVID and real COVID relief, which I'm grateful for because, it's one of those things we have to have. But $1 trillion, $1 trillion of it, $1 trillion of it is going to fund stuff in people's hometown. Pay the lobbyist. $1 trillion. Do you know what we could do with $1 trillion in the veteran healthcare system? Do you have any idea what we could do with that kind of money? I don't care. I don't care. We're so busy worrying about the immigrants coming across the border because of inhumane conditions, but take a ride down the road in any community and look at your homeless veterans that don't have running water and don't have a toilet and don't have a house. But we gonna give it to the people who aren't even citizens of this country. These people fought for us. They died for us. They are where they are for us. And they're living on the street. Somebody needs to wake up. Here, I got a little Folgers in my cup. Okay? We need to give the cup of Folgers to all them people up there who are paying no attention. So today, I'm flooding stuff with how we're going to revamp where we're getting our word out. It is time we get pissed. It is time we say enough is enough. It is time that we say our veterans matter and their families matter. The fact that our veterans have the highest suicide rate of any demographic in the country is disgusting. The fact that we have the highest number of divorces and failed marriages and failed relationships is disgusting. The fact that we turned away 75% of our veterans who needed health care for health reasons during COVID is ridiculously disgusting. The fact that we turned away 50% of our mental health is disgusting. The fact that we prescribe our veterans drugs to allow them to commit suicide with side effects that say suicide, and you're not even treating the PTSD with them because you're doing it off label is disgusting. And it's time we get pissed. And it's time we put on our little boots. And it's time we do whatever it takes to make these people listen. And that is our mission going forward. We're going to create. Isn't this beautiful? Our Northport paid $90,000 grant money to help the homeless, and all they do is relocate them to Port Charlotte instead of building a tiny home community. Amen, sister. Tyler Merritt and the Nine Line Foundation saw a problem, and they went out and they built 70 tiny homes where they are teaching and educating and giving people homes and working with banks to get them home loans and get them off the street. But it's never going to start at the top. It's going to start at the grassroots, people, and that's where we're going to start making our voices heard. It's time we go to our own war. On this country, in this soil. Oh, I'm going to get kicked off of Facebook. I'm sorry. If you can't find us on Facebook after this comment, we will be live on YouTube, okay? I'm just saying, if tomorrow I'm getting kicked off, let me tell you, we'll be live on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. But it's time we fight the battle for our veterans. I'm not talking about picking up guns. I'm talking about picking up our voices. I'm talking about coming together as a community. I'm talking about doing what it takes to make somebody listen, because we are way more valuable than Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Now that I've preached my little platform for the day, I hope y'all are riled up. There will be a lot coming out. Check the website. The newsletter is coming out today with all the information on how we're going to start this project and get behind it. We need to share it. We need to share it with our friends. We need to share it with our families. We need to share it with our neighbors. We need to share it with anybody who loves a veteran and loves this country. Loves this country, loves a veteran. They don't even have to be veteran related to start getting our voice out and to start getting pissed off. They don't even have to be a veteran or love a veteran. But if they love this country and they love our veterans, it is time that we rally those troops to get them behind the cause of our veterans and their families, because we all matter. Now, with that said, I'm sure I'm going to lose my site on Facebook. Go to YouTube if it's not there. I'm working on the website today. Y'all have a blessed day. A blessed day. Remember, we are not paid counselors, and everything on this is copyrighted to loving my veteran and walking in our shoes. Now, it is time we get together. I will send out emails today. We are going to put our orders and our marching orders together and what we need to do, and we are going to make ourselves known. Loving My Veteran, because of y'all, has 5,000 followers. 5,000. Our videos are being seen in 14 countries around the world. Some of our Walking in My Shoes are being seen by up to 15,000 people. If you like this video, it is on our Facebook page, not just in our group. Share it. Share it with people you want to know. Share it. Get it out there. Sign up for emails on the website. It is lovingmyveteran.com. Subscribe to the website, and I will put out an email tonight that'll give you time to get this out. If you like this video and you like what's on here, share it. Share it to everybody you know. It is time we put an end to this nonsense. I'm Stacy. Y'all have a blessed day. Jeannie's foundation is called Let's to Live. Sorry, I'll put that. It's also on our website. But Let's to Live Foundation, it is phenomenal. And she is one of my dearest friends. But share this. I will be sharing this video with Boone today, with Jeannie today. We will get this out. It is time we stop the nonsense. The name, the website to go on to is Project Your Voice, but go to lovingmyveteran.com, projectyourvoice.org. Go to lovingmyveteran.com. Get on that newsletter. There will be updates in that first to get you to the other. We are becoming the warriors that we're designed to be today. Of course, you're in the process of emailing your senator. Baby, I am in the process of emailing everybody. Oh, and House Bill is HR 117. Make sure you're in this current Congress session. It is all about veteran care. Read it. Find the representatives who supported it. We're going to get this video to them today. Y'all have a blessed day. I am Stacy. This has been Walking in My Shoes, and we are loving my veteran. And let's go, people. Bye.